Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of Digital Plantation TV. We changed it up today. Man, ripping and running. But thankfully, we got here in the States, we have tomorrow it's a holiday, but you never, whatever. We'll see how tomorrow goes, but so good to see you guys here. Good to see you, Greg. Still praying for y'all family. Hey, there you go. All right, we'll be starting here in just a moment. Just giving people time to get on, and we're going to go ahead and jump in. Like I said, my apologies. I had to change it up today because we were going to do Sunday. We were going to do 6 o'clock. Then we're going to do 7 o'clock over on Bantu. But today we're just going to combine it because there was no way I could pull that off today. But anyway, I'm here and you here too. So glad that you can join us. We're going to give people about 2 minutes and then we're going to go ahead and get started. You're listening to what's going on? Digital Plantation TV. That's what happens when you rush and you eat something and you just jump on the microphone. That's what happens. That's what I get. Christina's in the house. We see on Farm and 1997, 2002. Team Truth is in the house too. We're just going to throw all of this together tonight, family. We got a lot. I just thought of another thing I wanted to touch on tonight. So we'll see if we can, as long as you can hang in there, I'm going to be right here. All right. We just going to sit down for a moment here. Okay. Not you. All right, let's see who else we got up in the house here. I think I'm good. Rohan, how you doing, brother? Yes, I got your message. I will be responding to you very soon, okay? And Willie's in the house. And we got more people coming in. So we'll be starting. Give me about another minute. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening, family. Sunday, May the 28th, 2023. We made it. We made it. We're about to head into the month of June. This month just came and went, didn't it? We say that don't we say that every month? I guess that's a thing you say as you get older. Lord Jesus, man, time don't wait for nobody, don't it? Oh, I'm saying that more and more now. I'm rebuking every unction to when you sit down. You know how when you sit down, y'all older folks, you know what I'm talking about. When you sit down, you go, I ain't doing that now. No, I ain't doing that. Nope, I'm gonna sit down like this. What's up? Let's talk. What you got to say? No, I ain't doing all of that. No, No, And I'm also fighting that other whispering devil, the one that when you're at the bottom of the steps, and then you're like, now do I really need to go? Do I really need to go all the way up these stairs? I ain't doing that. Nope. I'm running. I'm gonna run up there right now. Every fiber of my being, I'm fighting this thing. Anyway. But it's something, man. So far, my first week back in the gym, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I'm going right in there and hitting it, and I like this gym because it's, I'm just focused, and it's definitely clean. I'm not in there to be talking to nobody. Quite honestly, it's not I'm trying to be mean. It's taken me enough to get to the gym. I ain't trying to be up there like, you running or you on there and somebody, did you see this such and such? And I'm like, huh? I'm just trying, man, just tell me after this thing when this thing hits 0, then we can talk. I'm trying to stay focused. Get in, get out. So yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good so far, and So anyway, so I'm excited about that, and looking forward to another wonderful summer. And traditionally, Memorial Day is the day that there's a lot of cookouts already. We were in the park earlier today, and I tell you, it's something how the area has changed. At least the area I'm in, man. I was like, are they playing it sound like music from India, and I know we have a very significant Indian population, in this area, but then all of a sudden it sounded like it was Spanish music. I was like, okay, man, y'all got all kinds of things going on here. So it's really interesting to see how the area is really becoming more and more diverse, particularly here in New Jersey. You're starting to see that a whole lot since the days I grew up. Up in this area, it was pretty much one or the other. But I will say this, because we're near the military bases, you have black, you have white. Now, some of my military people, maybe y'all can answer this, or former military, because I know there's always there's a lot of intermixing stuff that be going on here, because I know in this area here, the other day something happened. Oh, I think I was selling something. I don't know. It was something. I was, I told y'all the whole thing about me doing Facebook and trying to sell stuff. And I said, yeah, I'm trying to figure out, was this man Hispanic? Was he from India? I was trying to figure it out because he looked very Spanish and he sounded Spanish, but he was wearing those sandals, those flip-flops. My brothers and sisters, my brothers from India, man, they love them flip-flops, man. There's a place that I go in Philly. It can be the dead of winter. I mean, the dead of winter. And they'll come right out. I mean, they're extremely friendly people, extremely. and people we work with, and they come out and they say, okay, we'll help you. And then I look down, I'm like, man, aren't you cold? I mean, they had no flip-flops on, man. And I said, I love it, but I ain't wearing that, but because it's cold out here. But anyway, but you have this in around military bases, because there's a lot of intermixing going on. I'm trying to figure out, are these folks black? Are they Mexican? Are they Indian? Or are they Asgardians? I'm trying to figure it out, because I don't know. I don't know where they come from. I mean, it's like, okay, you got hair like mine, but you sound different. And listen, they just be mixing all up. I'm telling you, all around there. And it's really something. When you start seeing these folks really mixing up like that, man, it's like, okay, this is kind of interesting, and but yeah, that's what you see a lot of, because it's like you have those three demographics where I am. You definitely have black, and you definitely have white, and you definitely got Hispanic, but then you got this other group. I call them the children of the cornbread, because it's like it's just hodgepodge of whatever. It's really something to see. But anyway, but yeah, another great day, another wonderful week, that's closed out. For some of you, maybe the week wasn't as wonderful, but you got out. You did get out. Ron said, I wear flip-flops even for brisk walking. That, I tell you, that's a really, I've tried that, Rohan. I tried that the first time when we lived in Southern California. I was so excited. I said, man, I am loving this weather. I ain't never wearing sneakers again, man. And it was literally for a year. I can't even imagine doing this, but I did it. I achieved it for a year. I wore nothing but flip-flops for a year, because, it was, wintertime. It's, it ain't that cold, compared to what it is in the Northeast. So I was just all into it, man. So every time, so I never needed sneakers, at least for a year. And it wasn't until that following year, I was like, man, my feet hurt. And I'm trying to figure out why my feet hurting like this. I'm like, what do I do? And I had going through, I'm like, why am I? Then I realized, I was like, oh, because I'm wearing these flip-flops. And I couldn't, yeah. So I had to change up real quick. And ever since then, my feet been fine. But yeah, I got to do that in doses. But yeah, to be in a place where I can wear shoes, I mean, sneakers, I can go either way with it. I've never been like a sneaker guy. I've been more of a leisure man. But I ain't that leisure, like going out there with my pajamas on, and I don't do all that. But, but I mean, when it comes to footwear, I tend to be chill, but not bobo. Okay, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, I don't do the bobos. I don't care how much of a discount they have. Walmart, they got a sneaker. I think it's Shaq. He got a sneaker back in the day, and it's him dunking, and it's like, but that ain't Jordans. Not that I wanted Jordans, but then you go some places, it look like, I'm like, they got like the guy on the side like this, the logo, and he dunking with two hands. I'm like, no, you can't get me. That's Jordan. I don't want Jordan. Call them jamming Jordans or something like that. I'm like, no, that ain't gonna do for me. No, I ain't going out like that. Then there's some, and then you got some other brands out there. I don't like spending a whole lot of money listen, it's not that I'm cheap, but it's hard for me, and I understand the logic. I get it. I understand your feet are very important, so you should be willing to spend a little bit for your, a decent amount for good shoes. I get that. I understand that. I get that all the way. But if I'm going to spend, it need to be some good shoes. You know what I'm saying? Where they are comfortable and, and they look classy. You know what I mean? They look nice. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to stand out, but I ain't trying to be like, oh, here we come. And I'm wearing, I told my daughter, I said, the day you see me with some sneakers and some long black socks, just go ahead and just drive me on to the home. Just go ahead and don't ever let me out of the house, with that kind of setup like that. No, when some long black socks and some, nope. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Anyway, but like I said, it's so good to have you guys here. Let's see. Yesterday we went live. We did our broadcast, our Samba gathering over there. And that went, I thought, was pretty good. And if you haven't seen it or watched it, you are more than welcome, encouraged to do so. You can go right over there to mybondtube.com. Let me bring it up on the screen for you. And so you can check it out. And for those of you who are not familiar with that site, this is, we have YouTube, and, we're good. We're glad for YouTube and all of that. But we've learned long ago that we cannot put all of our eggs in one basket when it comes to YouTube. No way. Because it's, YouTube is just, YouTube is YouTube. And so we're not going to depend on them, nor are we going to sit up here and be screaming and hollering, oh, Lord Jesus, they took our video down, and, these devils, they after us, and, we're going to have to do something about it. Every time, and yes, I have told people, I said, listen, this is what's going on. Just letting you know, we're going to have to do something about it. And thankfully, to great people like yourselves, we were able to put together our very own video page, or RTube page, what we call it, BondTube. And here you will find all kinds of documentaries. You'll find all kinds of videos, movies, music. You'll find all kinds of things. And big shout out to Avery Black and Wanea, and there's some other people on here too that be uploading stuff very frequently, and we very much appreciate it. And the content that's being added here every day, you're going to find content on here that you're not going to find on here on the Plantation of YouTube. You're not going to find it here, but you will find it on mybondtube.com. And this came as a result of, the big thing that we just had a few years ago, or a couple of years ago, where certain information could not be mentioned, certain words could not be said, and otherwise they would come on you very hard. So we said, you know what, this is far too important for us to kind of chill and say, well, hey, listen, and just leave it up to doing sign language and winking of the eye and all that stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got time for that. I'm winking my eye. If I wink my eye 2 times, that means the jab. If I wink it 1 time, that means nobody ain't got time for that, especially when you got folks out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So no, we need to be able to sit down and put it in very plain English, so that we can let our folks know very specifically the details, And so out of that, of course, there's a ton of information on there on that, but you'll also find a bunch of information on a lot of other topics and things like that. And like I said, again, it's something that is, in terms of content, is growing every day. And so, again, really appreciate each and every one of y'all for your contributions to that and keeping that going. And really, that's it. And let's see, Fridays, we are doing movie night. So every Fridays we will stream a movie, and let's see what happens tomorrow, because since tomorrow is a Memorial holiday, perhaps we'll do another movie day or night or something like that. I don't know. We'll think about it. But yeah, we can do things like that. And for a time there, we were doing cartoons as well for the children. Streaming things. We can stream whatever we want. We can put any kind of music we want. If I had somebody out there that can sing, I would have them out there doing concerts on there too, but you're going to have to sing. You can't be going up there, and you just all off key and all that. Cause I will tell you, okay, I'm not like these other people. Well, bless they heart, they try. No, you just can't sing. And click, next thing you know, it's just off completely. Brother, I was right in the middle. I was getting to hit the high place. Well, you right now are in the bye place, like goodbye. Okay, you can't say, okay, go get some practice. I love you. Okay, and when you get it together, you can come out of the bye place, and then maybe you can step into the high place, and then maybe we can turn on it on so that we can be in your place and we can sit down and we can hear you. But until then, you're going to have to get it together. So, anyway, but when it comes, even things like that, that would be a wonderful thing to do, if we could stream, concerts and things like that or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. We have it. And I'm very grateful for it because, like I said, again, it's the sky's the limit on what we can do, especially when people come together for a common purpose and goal. So very thankful and grateful to each and every one of you guys. So just always want to take time and give a big shout out to you guys. So anyway, let's see where we're going to begin tonight. So tonight it's going to be quite engaging. I'll just say that. We are going to spend all of the content, the main content that we're going to talk about tonight is going to come from TikTok. Yeah, there's some TikToks I came across that I found to be quite interesting. And so we're just going to go ahead. We're going to hit it, okay? Now, I know I said typically, for this particular broadcast, we're going to keep it within an hour, but it's the holiday, y'all, so weekend. So don't get mad if it goes a little bit over, okay? So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. But first, let's see. I want to play for you a video regarding something brand new that we're doing on Samba Tree. And of course, it's bringing up my program here. I don't want this program to come up. But anyway, I will say this, though, before as I'm bringing this video up. What we were trying to do, and this is in regards to Samba Tree, what we were trying to do is okay. So, we got Samba Tree, right? All right. So it's logical then to connect that store to our YouTube page so that people, if they want to order something right under each video, you will see, the products there. You can just click on it and boom, it's right there. So very logical, right? The only problem is the hosting company that we're using, the service that we're using for Samba Tree. Well, they don't work with, they're not compatible or whatever with YouTube. So that meant that we had to look for another option. Okay. So I said, you know what? All right, so be it. We recently came across some another avenue of things that we could sell. And so anyway, I said, this is the direction I've been seeing us going into with Samba Tree for some time. And I said, this will be a good opportunity for us to do that. I said, why don't we just create a page, if you will, a page, and then that will work with YouTube, and then we can connect it to YouTube, and then people can go to that page. But on that page, they'll see, hey, listen, if you want to go to the full store, click on here and you'll be able to get to the rest of the store. Well, anyway, everything was set up fine. I put in about 3 or 4 days of work into that project, had everything done, submitted it. It was working for a minute, and YouTube was like, snatched it off. And basically the reason was because of the fact that you cannot set up a store on YouTube that points to another store. You can't do that. That's their rules. That's how their guidelines or whatever. That's it. So be it. So that's fine. So, we just, had to put that on ice and just say, forget it. So what we did was we have it all under our main page, which is sambatree.com. Everything is under there. So I know I talked about it, and I think I even did a post as well on the community page that I said, now you'll see these products under each video, but that won't be happening. Instead, we'll be just using our community page space for that. Okay. But anyway, let me go ahead and play this video for you of something that we are introducing over on Samba Tree. All right, so let's go ahead and get this video going.
We love walking and hiking and camping, and a lot of our customers are outdoor people. And the one thing that you want to make sure you have is some type of first aid or emergency kit when you're spending time outdoors, because falls and scrapes and all types of accidents can happen. So we just listed this 200-piece first aid kit on sambatree.com. Everything in the kit you can find right on the back of your kit. So as you can see, you've got your first aid items, and then you've got some bonus survival items. Okay, so we're going to go through those right now and show you what's inside. Okay, so first things first, you've got your first aid guide, which is super, it's super great if you don't know a lot about first aid. Strokes, wounds, external bleeding, choking, any type of accidents, musculoskeletal injuries, fractures, what you need to do if those things happen. So you've got your first aid guide right there. Sterile gauze, alcohol, pads, right, for disinfecting. A large trauma pad, all right, abdominal pad, you've got that. Cotton swabs. Then you've got all different types of shapes and sizes of bandages, all right? You've got your butterfly bandages, fingertip bandages, additional gauze, your emergency blanket, and then you've got your outdoor survival items. So you've got an 11-item fishing kit, signaling mirror, mini hand saw, okay? Q-tips, scissors, examination gloves, and again, bandages. So this is a great kit. Fits right in your glove compartment. It's great to have in your car as well, and definitely small enough to fit into your bug out bag or any other camping bag as well. Amazon has them for $26, and at Samba Tree, we've got them for $14.99. So definitely a savings, and it's worth having in your car or in your go bag or book bag.
Okay, so today I'm going to show you this travel humidifier that we have on the website. The thing I like about this is the fact that how portable it is, and you can take a look at it right there on this side here. It has the mist only. It has night light because it comes with a night light as well, and you can have the mist and the light on as well. And the thing I like about it is, like I said, the portability. All you need is a bottle of water like you see here. I would say preferably spring water, because with not spring water, distilled water, because distilled water has nothing in it at all. Versus distilled water, versus spring water, it has a lot of, it's going to have certain minerals and stuff in there. So this comes with 2 filters. So you get the filter that's already here, and there's another filter as a backup that you get as well. So all you do is you take it, plop it in just like that. That's it. So you got yourself a humidifier for the room. So all you do is once that's in, I'm gonna make sure this is on. Boom, there you go. And so this can take care of, I would say, just like a 1-bedroom situation. And like I said, I tried it out myself one night, and it did well, because I don't like dry air. Because my nose gets dry when the air is too dry. So there you go. This is just a very simple thing, like people when you suffer colds, things like that, and you need a humidifier, but you don't want to spend a whole lot for it. Well, here you go. Here's a good option for you right here. This is the travel humidifier that we have on the site right now, USB operated. All right, there you go. So those are 2 items, and what you're going to see, this is going to be our Samba Tree features section. I was trying to see if we have it. Nicole, make sure we have that on these items that you just saw, they're on the page right now, but we're going to have a separate section where we have a separate section on the page right now, just on sambatree.com. And these are going to be items that we come across that we got in. We literally have very limited supply. Once it's gone, and that's it. It's like we were able to get our hands on 20 of them or 15 of these or whatever. And then once it's, gone, we don't have any more. And then you just have to wait for the next go around, when we get some more stuff, And so you're going to be seeing more of that coming along. This is going to be our Samba Tree features section. Again, once it's gone, it's gone. And so anyway, so there you go. We also have this. We added ginger. cut and sifted ginger root. And let me go ahead and click on this here. Learn more about it. Okay, amazing for tea. All right, this cut and sifted ginger root is our favorite way to add ginger to our teas. I love ginger. I love ginger. Love it. Anyway, the flavor is robust. Just a half teaspoon as a punch of ginger to your teacup. Use it in an oil infusion or make a tincture. Ginger has always been a great remedy for an upset stomach or gastrointestinal distress, plus a host of other benefits. And then it goes down the list of all the benefits there. And so there you go. So there's the ginger root there. So now we have that in stock and ready to ship for you right here again on sambatree.com. All right. Like I said, we moving, y'all. We add in every time we get an opportunity to add more things to the page. We're doing that, things that we can offer as we come across things. Like I said, I cross-reference these things, inspect them, and, stuff like this. I was finding on Amazon. I was like, okay, they selling it for that. Oh, we ain't got to sell it for that. Let's cut that price down so that our people can get the benefit. And that's why we do across the board, family, on many of our products on this pay that we sell. The Most High has been good, and we're very grateful for that. And he's certainly sent us good people along the way. And, of course, does everybody want to have a lot of money in their pocket? Who wouldn't, right? But that's not really the driving factor for me at all. It really isn't. Did you hear? And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is another point that I wanted to think, a thing I was meaning to bring up, and I'm glad it just came into my mind right now. Did you guys, I think it was this week, Target, news came out, well, not this week, last week, news came out that I believe because of this stance that they're taking as it relates to the tranny, LGBT thing, where they're openly are targeting children. And we talked about how it's on one hand. Oh yeah, it was the podcast I did. That anybody that has any understanding of business, when you look at that, it's like, okay, why the heck would they shoot themselves in the foot like that as a business? The demographic that goes to Target, that ain't so basically the way it looks, it's like 90+% of your demographic ain't that way. You're going to literally go that hard for something that would jeopardize overnight. I would say 98%, 99% of your demographic. Over 98, 99%. Again, I'm just throwing numbers out. You're willing to take that step to jeopardize them protesting and getting pissed off or whatever. These folks, according to reports, I'm talking about Target, they lost in the market recently over $9 billion. $9 billion. Did you hear what I just said? $9 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But they were willing to do it. And in some cases, they were doubling down until they just say, you know what? Okay, we're gonna pull the brakes. We're gonna go ahead and course correct here because this is not working. And so, but they're not the only company. There's other companies as well that said, okay, we're gonna double down, we're gonna triple down. In the meantime, you got all of these customers that are saying, deuces, we don't want to have nothing to do with you. And they're losing millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. It sounds like corporate suicide, don't it? Yeah, it is in some way. And the suicide, it's because, see, you got to understand this. The gods, the deities that these people are about, and make no mistake about it, these folks, when they say one nation under God, they are serious about that, but it's not the God that you may be following. And it's not God's, one nation under gods. It's actually one nation under gods with a plural. One nation under gods. And that's what should be on it. That the S you just don't see on that dollar bill. But yeah, one nation under gods. And so these people, when you want to talk about loyalty and dedication, they are so loyal to their worship, to these gods or deities or whatever. Money is just a means. It's not anything that they're just out here with. We got to get more of it. We got to, yeah, that's part. Yeah, of course they need money to, to do what they do, but not really. See, because these same people, what you got to understand, these same people make the money. They make the wallets that you go out to get, the purses that you get so that you can hold the money. They make that too. You don't make that. They make that. So they make your wallet, they make your purse, they give you a bank, and they make the money, and they give that all to you. So they're not lacking when it comes to money. They're not driven by that. They're not driven by that at all. What they're driven by is something a lot deeper. And from what we're seeing, is something very evil and demonic too as well. But nonetheless, they have been beyond money in how they think. It's us, our people, and other people as well, that when it comes to money, we feel like, oh, we can only get a bag from them. We got to get our reparations. Once we get our reparations, but if you get reparations and they give you the money, guess who's going to ultimately control the money? Not you. They're going to control it, especially when we're switching over to a digital currency. I already went over this. We talked about that in the podcast. Especially when it comes to a digital currency, they're really going to be able to control you at that point. And this is why it's so important for us to start thinking along those lines where, it's only money. You know what I mean? Father, I just pray, that, whatever we need, whatever I need, I pray this, and I'm sure many of you as well, I pray whatever it is that we need this day, that you will supply it. And, we're going to work hard. We're going to do the best we can with what we have. And we're just going to bless, and pray that you'll bless it and multiply it. And that's it. That's how we live our lives ultimately. And so when you see us doing, what we're doing as far as like Samba Tree and Chalk Stock and all this other stuff, that's our livelihood. That's what we do. But however, it's, beyond that, it's no aspirations of one day I'm going to get me a big old car. Well, I'm going to get a big old, ain't nobody want that. I want a working car, which I do have, and I'm grateful for it, but I don't. I would feel some kind of way be driving around. I got this ultra nice car. I'm not saying you got to be fake humbled either. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, if you got a nice car, then enjoy it and you can afford it, then I'm talking about expensive. You know what I'm talking about, right? A Lambo or something like that. I ain't hating you. That's good. You do you. You know what I'm saying? But man, give me a car that's paid off and works. You know what I'm saying? And give me a house that will take care, that we're able to do what we need to do and live our lives or whatever. And I'm grateful. And that's kind of how we operate. And we try to, and that can be seen in all areas of our lives, and so even what we do with Samba Tree or whatever, ain't nobody up here talking about, you want some black seed oil? We going to charge $50. And, the only thing we did is ripped off the original label and put our face on it. No, ain't nobody doing that kind of mess. Speaking of which, black seed, we are coming to the end. We're coming to the end of our wellness challenge for the month of May. I don't know how many of y'all have taken part of that, but again, this is for those who are particularly those who are dealing with high blood pressure and diabetes. If you're dealing with any of those, then I hope you were taking part of this. And what we did is basically we challenged people. We said for the month of May, every day, you take your daily dose of your black seed oil. You start off the month, take your numbers, and then at the end of the month, look at your numbers and see what you got. And we can almost guarantee that you're going to see a difference. and some folks, it may vary depending on what you do. That's why I said, listen, tweak your diet just a little bit too during this time. So, and the winner, when we say winner, that's whoever had the most change. You're going to get a 6-month supply of black seed oil. You're going to get a 6-month supply of it. And so make sure you email us at sambatree@protonmail.com at the end of the month, with those final numbers there. And then we'll look at them, and we're going to take care of folks. So, we just want to see our people live. That's what we want to see. We want to see our people live. And I remember it was, I know it was almost maybe over a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe. We believe in this so much. We just told people who said, listen, just email us. We'll send you a bottle of black seed oil. We'll pay for it. We'll pay. I don't know if we have. Did we pay for shipping? I can't remember. But whatever it was really no cost to people. And we had loads of people that just emailed and we sent them a free bottle. That's it. And, and because we want to see our people live. That's really where it starts. You understand what I'm saying? Is making the right choices in how we treat our bodies. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we're so adamant on these things. And we're going to be doing a lot more videos and things like that on these and other topics as well, just so and make them a little fun and exciting and all that. Anything to get our people encouraged enough to go ahead and take these little steps that can make drastic differences in your life. You know what I mean? And because my personal goal is to see as many of our people as possible healed of diabetes and high blood pressure. That is my personal goal, and to see as many is to depopulate as many hospitals as possible of our people. I want to see as many. I want people to go to these hospitals and be like, well, dang, where are all the black folks? You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. That's my goal, and I'm working towards that. I'm doing everything that I can, and there's a lot more I can do, to see that come to pass. It's if you don't dream big, nothing big's going to happen. And so that's where I'm aiming. I want to see as many of our people out of these hospitals, off of their drugs and all this stuff. And Facebook had the nerve to flag a post I put on our Samba Tree Facebook page, because there was a claim that was made about soursop that takes, because there's many testimonies of people who have suffered with the big C word, if you know what I mean. And they took soursop and it was taken care of. Well, Facebook didn't like that. And it was also had something to do with mucus, how mucus is a sign of some type of disease or something like that. And they were like, oh no, our fact checkers looked at this and you're lying. So we're going to have to take this down, and we want this place to be a safe place. But you got every child pornographer. You got all these other wicked devil worshipers on this platform. I'm talking about fruits and vegetables, and it's like, we want to make this place safe. Don't you dare talk about them weeds. I can smoke weed on Facebook, but I can't drink it in a tea. Now, you go figure that one out. I can't tell you about it anyway. But we're going to keep telling you about it. And when they say don't say it on this platform, okay, we're going to go on our own platform, okay? That's how we going to do, okay? So anyway, we're going to go ahead, now that we got all of that taken care of. Let's go ahead and dive into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let me see if I can pull this first story up here. Oh, yeah, here we go. I think I'm going to start off with this one. Now, I can't remember. These last few days, I'm going to be honest with you, have kind of run together for me. So my apologies, but I do believe it was Friday that I talked about this story. I mentioned this story. Some of y'all may remember, are already familiar with this. But anyway, there's a young lady. I know that sounds nasty. Anyway, this young lady in Jamaica who has her own resort area. She owns it. She owns the property. She owns the buildings on there. She owns everything. Beautiful, beautiful place. And so basically she came out and said, and was, if it was like an Airbnb kind of situation. You want to go there, you can stay there for a day, you can stay there for 2 days, you can stay there for a week, you can stay however long, right? So she, there's a lot of our people. When I say our people, I'm talking about Black Americans that were going over there. And according to her, she said that out of all the different groups of people that have come on her property, the people that have given her the most problems have been Black Americans. Okay. Now, I wasn't there, don't know, but I do know about my people. Okay. In this part of the world, I do know that to be I know, and it ain't hard for me to believe. Okay. So you had some people, of course, they got real offended and just whatever. And but she had to make a choice. She had to make a decision. And so at first, I think her first video she came out with, she said, "I'm sorry, no more Black Americans can come here." Then she kind of backed off a little bit and said, "Hey, listen, no Black Americans, you can come, but basically, I'm gonna have to really check you out." Basically, I think now what she's doing is she's using Zoom. So if you want to come stay on her property, she said, "Okay, when will be a good day for you to do that Zoom call?" Because I want to make sure that. And so now what she's doing is she is saying that no more 1 or 2 days stays. She said, if you want to stay on my property, you have to stay at least a month. I was like, dang, okay. But that's how she said, listen, hey, I don't, I would like for you to come and all of that, but hey, listen, I am trying to protect my peace. And so here's a video that I saw today, and she talks a little bit more about it, but let me go ahead and play her and see so we can hear what she's saying here. Let's listen. Americans. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me switch that up. All right, here we go.
Not will hosting short-term stay anymore. Month to 3 months. This is a cabin. Bed upstairs. Downstairs your table. There'll be a little stove in here with your pots and pans. This is your porch. You have to pay security deposit. You have electricity. Get a modem and put in here so you have your own internet. Everything is included. You have to be able to cook your food. You can take stuff off the farm and cook. We have to do a video chat before you book because I have to make sure we're going to get along. It's still an invite only. I'd rather be happy and stress-free than have a lot of money and pulling my hair out. You saw my skin is glowing? This is all from being stress-free. You're not going to come here and stress me out. You could email me for information. Whoever booked down the road already for short-term stay, I'll honor that. But no more weeks, no more 3 nights. I will still host my retreats here. All the people that are going to do the retreats will be staying in Negril at a hotel. So I'll still do all my retreats. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much.
She said, I'm going to stay free, y'all. Y'all ain't going to mess me up. I'm with them. I'm totally with you. You got to make this. Sometimes you got to make decisions, and so now she's saying, hey, listen, if you want to stay here, you're going to have to stay for at least a month, going forward. Now, she said, like, for those who have, already booked for like a day or week or something like that, she's still going to honor that. But going forward, if you coming like that, can you stay? And then it was funny, some people in the comments were funny to me. Let me see if I can pull some up here. Hold on. Because her vibe, I said, sis, I hear you. I hear you 100%. Let me see. Here is one right here. Someone said, who could take a month off or more from work? She said, I don't mind having my place empty. She ain't stressing. She ain't stressing. And here's another one here. Hold on for a sec. And someone said, not to be a pessimist, but who is going to get a month or beyond from work to sustain this business? And she said, you think I built a business to depend on your money? Dang. Whoo. She ain't stressing. I said, that's the life I want, man. She ain't stressing. The only ones that are pressed and stressed about this are people who feel entitled to have her stuff. That's the only people that are stressed and pressed about this. I'm happy for it. Anytime I see any of our brothers and sisters in a place, even in a place of mind where you are at peace, I am here for you. I'm just saying, you go. And I'm saying, sis, you go and do you and do good things. But it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. You're going to have to, you're going to have to make decisions like that. You know what I mean? And I hope and pray more of our people get that. It's like I was saying the other day, I said, when I hear people saying, we all just got to get together. We got to come. No, we don't. We ain't all getting together, nothing. Okay, so all of that talk when they talking about we all just need to come together. If we all can, let's just be real for a second, okay? Can we be real for a second? If we all got together, how many fights would break out? I'm just trying to tell you. Let's just be honest with that. If we all got together, just fights alone and arguing. There was a video that I saw. I wouldn't play it because, it's involving fighting and YouTube don't like that, so we ain't gonna play it. But there's a video it was a theater, clearly sound like it was in our part of town. They were playing the Little Mermaid movie, right? And all you saw, they were watching the movie. Next thing you know, you saw the neck rolling. The next thing you know, you just saw hair just going and people fighting and people like, man, I just want a refund. Y'all can't be coming up here like this. And again, y'all, I ain't saying all folks are like that. You know that, right? You should know me by now. I'm not saying all black folks are like that. But what I am saying is I'm not trying to include all of that in the number of my piece. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, there's some folks, I'm sorry, in this life or the next, you can keep it moving. All right. You can go to the other wilderness or whatever it is out there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need to stay out there. You know what I mean? I'll be in a hotel anyway. But yeah, no, sir. So you got to protect your peace, family. And my hat's off to this system for doing that. And says you keep doing your thing. And I actually, No, I didn't reach out to her. It was someone else I reached out to. I'm going to have them on here soon. I'm going to try to have them on here. Let's see. The next thing is, let's see what I had on here. Which is the next thing we're going to tackle. Maybe we will end this thing pretty short. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this one here. I think it's this one here. Okay, so this lady here, don't know her. Her name is Randy. Her name is Randy Bryant. I don't know her, so maybe she's somebody somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, she, in this first video that you're going to see, she's talking about her son who graduated from an HBCU. I want to say it was Howard University. That's what I want to say. It may not, or Morehouse. I can't remember. I think she'll say it in the video. So y'all, you know how in these in graduations, they will tell you, hey, listen, y'all, listen, we got over 3,000 people graduating today. So when we call your name, just come on up, get your degree and keep it moving. That's all we ask, right? And so anyway, this lady didn't really like that. So we're going to listen to what she said. There's actually 2 videos on this. So let's listen to this one here, and then I'm going to play the other one right after that.
Last weekend, a week ago today, actually, my son graduated from Hampton University. And forgive me how I look, y'all. I'm in Puerto Rico celebrating his graduation. And, the sun and the wind and the ocean got me looking toe up. But anyway.
Okay, you're on vacation. We get it.
So, they had the big graduation, and then they go and they do graduation by specific schools. So my son graduated with a degree in economics. So we go to the business school, and, the dean starts out by saying, welcome and everything. But then she says, listen, do I have my divine nine in here? And so people start, saying the call, ski wee, whoop, whoop, all the things, right? And she says, well, I'm glad you got that out because, listen, we just going to call your name and we don't want any shows up here. It's not appropriate. So every student listened except this one guy gets up. He's an Omega and he does his thing. The dean immediately kicks him off the stage, does a little speech, and then makes him apologize to the entire audience about what he did. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought she did too much. I thought she yes, the young man did not follow directions, but it's his graduation, he's excited, and I've just seen it done a lot of times. And so I've been split about it, right? Do you think that at HBCUs in particular, we should allow students and families to be who we are? Like, we are not culturally as formal as those descendants of European descent. People of African descent are much more vocal and celebratory, and this is just facts. This is just in our culture, not something we should hide from. So should we, let ourselves be who we are when we are in our spaces, right? Of course, we want to hear everybody's name. There should be some formality. It's a good occasion. It's a special occasion. But at the same time, I just wonder if we've lost some of the oomph that I have seen in certain places. I wonder if there could be a happy medium, if we could set some time aside, and not just for the Divine Nine, but when our people graduate, we like to get a little louder, we like to cheer. So is there a balance? I don't know, because I'm all over the place with it, but I'd really like to know your thoughts, because it's really been on my mind. I've been thinking about that brother, his family, the dean, all of it. So let me know your thoughts about how you think we should handle this going forward.
Okay, so that's that one. Okay, now we're gonna play this. So
clearly, I pissed some people off by making this video about Hampton's graduation, right? So since I've already got you upset, let me just go ahead and keep on keeping on, right? This is what I mean. It's funny, I'm looking at my comments and people are like, well, it's formal, it should be formal. But who in the hell, have you ever taken a moment in your life to question, who told you what is formal? Who told you what is professional? Like, I know it's scary to decolonize your mind, but just as we talk about white people being raised in a society that taught them that they were superior, we were raised in the same society. There's a reason that we think certain name brands are superior. There's a reason why we think certain cities, we think that Paris is better than Sierra Leone. We have been so freaking brainwashed. That's what racism does to you. That's what what white supremacy does to you, is that your entire life you've been taught that the white way of doing things is better. So when you say something's formal for whom and in what way? You see the haka dance performances at graduations. I have seen graduations in different countries in Africa that are gorgeous. And do they meet the white standard of what formal is, where you actually don't even clap till everybody has walked the stage? No, but it's their way, their definition of what formal is. And so sometimes it makes me sad that some of you are trying so hard and think that you're so superior. Like, no, it's formal and it must be done this way for it to be acceptable, because you're so fucking brainwashed. And I'm not saying that things shouldn't be formal. I'm not saying that we can't do better, but
okay, this is like 3 minutes and 30. We're like not even halfway in the video, so I think you get where she's going, because I'm trying, but I just can't go any further. But you get the gist of what she's saying. It looked like she's sitting at the tiki bar or something like that. So I'm not tonight trying to listen to someone who's little turnt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find something here. I want to play this too. Let's see. And then, I got to say something on this. There. Okay, good. I found it. Okay, good. I'm going to play this, but let me just say this first, and then I'm going to play this. I should be good with this video. Okay, I'll get to this. But let me just start off by saying this. Number one, this has nothing to do with colonization. In other words, this is not just an institution. This is a black institution. Okay? And this black institution represents a culture. It represents a culture. At least that's what I thought it did. It represents a culture. And what the culture is saying, one of the elders, or the elders, if you will, talking about the dean, they established, they say, hey, listen, this is how this culture is going to handle business in this space, right? This is how we're going to handle it. And so we're grateful that we made it, that y'all made it. But like to Wanea's point, what she's saying, which is very true, you got thousands of people who are all walking, trying to get their diploma. And it ain't just the people who are walking that line to get their diploma. You got the aunties, you got the uncles, you got the grandmas, you got all these other folks in there. They barely in there. You know what I'm saying? And they thinking about, okay, I just want to see my baby, and their baby that graduated maybe number 52, but they got to stay there until number 3,000 is done. So, there's a lot of, there's people uncomfortable and all that other stuff, but people generally are, you kind, you want to show, hey, even though I'm here for my baby, I'm here for everybody else too. You know what I'm saying? But low key, I'm here for my child. You know what I mean? And so that's how people operate. So this is the culture established a guideline. And the culture said, listen, if we are going to handle business up in here, the way we're going to do it is that you got to make sure that when you come up here, you go get your thing and keep it right on moving. But like she said, one person decided not to do it. But that's not the only school. We see this a lot. I have another video here that I'm going to show you because I want you to see this too. And then I'm going to close up what I'm trying to tell you. Now, part of it, I can't play all the audio because it's, they put some music in here, and I ain't trying to get all that, but it's pretty much the same thing, y'all. Let me pull this up here right quick. Oh man, where's the audio? Oh, I got it turned down. That's what it is. Okay, here we go.
Okay, to all of our students, we talked about this. We talked about it. I don't even want you there. We will not allow, this is a dignified event. This is a dignified event. So students, as I told you, don't do it to yourselves.
All right, let me turn this down. I can't play. So this is what was Nicole over here laughing. Oh, let me turn. Yeah, I gotta mute this because I don't want YouTube. Oh yeah, there you go. Now you seeing this, right? Now I don't know if this is the same school that her son, the lady that was just talking earlier. I don't know if this is the same school, but just look at this. Yeah, that's LSU. Okay. So here you have the culture establishing a situation where they say, hey, listen, this is how we're going to do things. And so what this lady is saying, this adult, what she's saying is, well, hey, listen, we built different basically. Well, in our culture, we're very celebratory, and these children, they don't work hard, and hey, we got to give, maybe there's some kind of medium. No, the medium is what was established, and what was established is get your piece of paper and go sit down. Simple as that. Now, why am I really talking about this? Why am I Dwayne, the graduation it's gone and that's it? No, yes, it's true. But see, what I'm trying to say is this, and this is what really stood out to me, is two things. One, you have a up and coming generation, like we just saw, the ones that are walking the line and getting their well-deserved, diploma, right? That are booing the establishment, not just any establishment, the black establishment. So you got black children, or black students, I should say, that are booing the community elders who said, hey, listen, if y'all gonna come up here, make sure you do this, that, or whatever. And they out there, you heard the audio, they booing them. They booing them. So on one hand, you got that. So we can sit back and say, okay, that's young people, young people, they just gonna do their thing or whatever. But then you got the older people. Then you got the people like this woman that I just shared with you, who's making exceptions and trying to say, hey, listen, well, this traces all the way back, the people, the Samoans, they got their haka and all, they got this other stuff. They got their things, right, that they do. Well, we as a people, we're very celebratory. And what you got to understand is we ain't trying to follow none of that stuff about following rules or anything like that. Then you're not talking about a culture. What you're talking about is confusion. That's not culture, that's confusion. Because every culture, true culture, is going to have at least some basic guidelines or set of values that they're going to abide by. Case in point, we're going to take a look at this video here. This is a short video, and this is of the Jews. All right. This is a Jewish man. His name is Burrell Solomon. I'm not going to play the whole video, but he's talking strictly business. And he's telling you, and this is just one example. There's other cultures as well, but this one really stood out to me. And because I saw this a while back, and he's talking about how they conduct business. I want you to take a listen. Again, the video is like 7 minutes long. I'll play, just enough so you can get the point, okay?
My name is Burrell Solomon, and today we're going to be discussing 10 Jewish business commandments. These are things that we have known for over 3,000 years, and they are coming to you right now in this video. If this is your first time here, please smash the subscribe button. Please give me a like to hear from you. I might even hit you back in the comments. Commandments, let's roll. Number one is, we don't blame other people or other communities or other races for our own problems. Even during the Holocaust, after that happened and we left Germany and we went to every other corner of the world, we did not look back with a chip on our shoulder. Rather, we looked forward to build with positivity and with hope. We leave the past in the past and we look brightly towards the future. Number two, we aim for abundance in everything that it is that we do. Our benchmark is God himself. God is abundant. He is unlimited. So when we approach business or when we approach creating wealth for ourselves or our communities, we look at God as our benchmark. So we aim for abundance. Not enough just to get by, but abundance, because God himself is abundant. Number three, we do not abandon our children, especially when it comes to making a living. We have a tradition that says that if a person does not teach his child how to make money, it's as if he's teaching his child theft. Why? Because if he doesn't know how to make money, his only option that he has to feed himself is to steal. So we have a big emphasis on teaching our children how to make a living. Number four, we find businesses that are kosher and that also make a lot of money. Let me give you an example. You will be very hard-pressed to find an Orthodox Jewish man, or a woman for that matter, that will own something like a strip club, or in the pornography business, Why? Because it is not a kosher business. We want to make sure that we bring God into whatever it is that we're doing. We want to make sure that we could sleep well at night. So we try to go into, we don't try, we go into kosher businesses that also make a lot of money. So there's plenty of kosher businesses out there, but those businesses don't make money. So the business has to be kosher and has to make a lot of money. Number 5, we do not work for other people. We try not to work for other people. There's a tradition that back in the days of the Torah, that if a person was a slave and they chose to work for their slave master, after 7 years, they were punished in a certain sense by nailing a nail into their ear and putting it on the wall. Why? Because ultimately a person should not be a slave to another person, but rather we should only be slaves to God. And we want to work for ourselves and only have God on top of us. That way we're able to bring down his infinite blessing. Number 6, we try to help members of our own community. That means that if we could award a person in our community from our synagogue a contract, we will try and do that, because we believe in supporting each other like a family. Imagine every community in the world. Imagine where you live right now. If everyone gave you the opportunity to win that business before they gave it to anybody else, imagine where you would be in your business, in your career. To start doing this in your communities, look, the next contract that you're going to award for your painting or your accounting or whatever that might be, try to give it to your next door neighbor. Try to give it to the person from your church or your mosque or your whatever. Support the members of your community. Number 7, we like to go into businesses with high profit margins and low risk and low competition, right? You don't want to bet all of your money on the farm. At the end of the day, you don't want to get yourself so ingrained in making a living that you don't have your head left for anything else. You want to go into a business that makes you a lot of money, but you're not knee deep and eyeballs deep and having to figure out that business. Because
Okay, so I'll just leave it there. There's a little bit more, that he's saying. And family, there's things I can't comment on, but I'm not going to comment on this platform. Okay, as far as like the whole, they only go. Now you have Orthodox Jews, that do have their own set of values. Then you got the ones that aren't Orthodox that do whatever they're going to do. So what he's saying, it applies to a certain segment. But my bigger point is this, is that that's just one example. I can go to other cultures. We can look at many other cultures as well. You can look at the Japanese culture. You can look at Chinese culture. You can look at, you can go down the list. Many of these cultures that are out here have some sort of set of values or standards that they ingrain in their children. It's like, this is a must. If you before you step out this door, son or daughter, you make sure you're doing this, that, or whatever. Make sure that you always remember the family. Always keep the family. So there's a set of things there that are in place in many cultures that are out here. Okay. Now, going back to what we were just talking about, here you have this HBCU. The only thing really that they're trying to establish is order. Just order. That's it. Now, what you just heard in the video, I mean, he's going in through business and saying how they do business and how they make sure when they do, because he goes further in the video, he talks about how they don't, when they, when they compete with one another, if it's something where there's a big disagreement between two business owners, what they will do is they will bring a rabbi in there, and the rabbi will kind of settle it and all this other stuff. So they got a whole like punch list of things that they do. But all we're talking about here is simply establishing a basic code of conduct within a small gathering that's going to last for a couple of hours. And you got our people, sadly and unfortunately, booing it, basically not respecting it at all. So you have these younger people, back to the point where I was saying earlier, that are coming up in a world where they feel like, hey, listen, I could do whatever the heck I want, and I ain't going to listen to nobody except Mr. Charlie. Because Mr. Charlie, you come in late, it ain't going to work. You coming in and you want to do all this other stuff, it ain't going to work for Mr. Charlie. We'll straighten up for Mr. Charlie, but we won't do this. Now, here's the other thing with this system. Here's the other thing. See, a lot of times when you hear people like this say these kind of things and say, you know, well, why we got to listen to all this other stuff? Many times these people are part of fraternities and sororities. Now, I find it very interesting that many of those people, they got more respect for Greek life than black life. You can say all you want, Black Lives Matter, but doggone it, if I ain't part of your fraternity, if my wife ain't part of your sorority, we out. We don't have the connections. I've seen it firsthand where if you ain't part of that group, on the front end, they'll hand out the book bags. They'll hand out food for the poor. They'll do little things for the community. But the plum situations that are out there that will give people, black folks, a step up of opportunity, more often than not, they're going to go with their own people. They have their own code of conduct within Greek life. But when it comes to black folks in general, well, hey, listen, we ain't got to listen. Oh, this is just too much. Come on now. Nicole, you want to say something?
Yeah, that's my first time hearing that clip, the clip of the mother who was talking. And what's interesting to me in listening to that is that she said in her second clip, she said, I know it's hard to decolonize your mind. And I know it's hard, to think, what is formal? Well, who taught you what's formal? Well, who taught you what was decorum? Or who taught you? You see, it's a sign of white supremacy. And she went and said all this. But sis, you said that your son just graduated from college. I don't care if it's HBCU or not, in economics. Well, whose economics was he learning? African communal finance? No. He got a degree in learning about colonized American economy based on an American model or a European model. But again, it made me think of there's a larger picture here. So as she was talking to the people who were going after her and going in on her in her comment section, and she was saying that, listen, y'all, your mind has been colonized because to you, what's formal and what's dignified is is a white European model. But the reality is college itself is a white European model or a white American model. Black people with our African roots, this is not the way we learned. This is not the way our children learned. No, they didn't get sent off to an isolated learning center. No, they learned in the way. You were taught in the community, and you contributed to the community. Right? And you made sure that whatever skill you learned would be a benefit to your immediate community. That's how we learned. So any other model is already a colonized model. But again, and I'm not deceived in that we grew up here in America. So I know I have layers that need to be cleared up. Layers of colonization, layers of American thought and things that they just sink into your the way you see the world because it's what you've been immersed in, right? So those are the things that we try to be very intentional about cleaning up, right? But as I listened to that lady talk, and as she was trying to correct people about what's dignified and who taught you what's formal and how it's a colonized concept. She's celebrating her son, who basically got 4 years of whatever indoctrination he needed, be it, and she said, yeah, economics. It doesn't matter if it's economics. That's teaching you how to navigate in an American or European economy. It's certainly not teaching you how to navigate in an African economy, whether it's medical, whether your child is pre-med. They're not learning African herbal wellness. No, they're not learning how to heal the body through natural elements from the earth. No. They're learning what the medical industry standards say they need to know about medications. Again, pre-med, I know it's not medical school, but you get my point. It's leading up to medical school where they're learning how to manage sicknesses, not get to the root and heal the sickness. All of that is colonized learning, colonized thinking, and colonized systems. And I went to a HBCU, so I have every single right to say this because I graduated from a HBCU. And at HBCU, maybe with certain programs that are exceptions, an HBCU is simply a black version of a white model, period. And when you graduate from an HBCU, I can't speak for everyone, especially if you're a part of the Divine Nine, which I was not, you again, and especially if you're part of the, like Dwayne and I were talking about, you are uppity black person, right? You're an uppity black, right? And you're bougie. You carry this air that, oh no, I'm not that kind of black. Right. I'm not those blacks. Okay. I graduated with a degree and so and so, and then I went on and got my master's at so and so and so. And these are the schools that I'm matriculated from. And now I'm working at so and so and so. Oh yes, our son just graduated and so and so and so. And it's a status symbol, what? Within a white colonized system. So you may have gone to an HBCU, but you still checking for white people and you still being measured by their standards and you're still trying to get a seat at the table. When you've been given a whole farm full of trees that you can have the wood and build your own doggone table and sit your own self down there and make enough places for to invite the whole community to come and sit and eat at the table that you made, that looks like you, that feeds people like he intended them to be fed, that heals people like he intended them to be healed, and causes them to love themselves just the way they are, not how they're registered or measured within a white system, and teaches them how to go and build their own tables so more people can come down and sit and learn. And before you know it, you got solid families, you got solid businesses, you got community banks, you got a self-sustained economy, you have trade, okay, flourishing trade, and a self-sufficient community. Doing business with other communities that look like them and exporting, not importing, exporting primarily the stuff that you are making, that you are creating, that you are building, that you are innovating, and exporting it to other communities that need the innovation that only is inside of you. Where are the schools that will teach our children how to do that? Let me see that. Right? It starts in the home. And that's why I applaud these homeschooling parents. You know what I mean? And the more you can individualize the education that you're giving your children, the more you can kind of pull it away from mirroring this current system and really begin to individualize the experience for your child, catering it to the way they learn, catering it to their strengths and the creativity that's in those children, and starting it young so that they cannot try to fit into a system that was never built for them, that does not love them, and they don't fit into. But that you basically train them from a young child to really explore their own gifts, creativity, and talent. And that is what we need. That's what we need. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah. I mean, what else can even be added to that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just leave that door open, let this smoke come out the room. Thank you, Descendant Layer, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. It says Sheba Dog in samurai armor waving a banner saying number one. Appreciate that. Listen, but it's true. But it's very true. We, the standard has to be, it begins in the home. And some of y'all keyed on that too. It begins in the home, period. And a lot of people, unfortunately, there's numbers of our people that don't want to hear that, but we're going to have to tell it. This next story that I'm going to touch on, I'm going to take a short break. And then after that, when we come back, we're going to get into hugging. We're going to talk about hugging. All right. And then we're going to end it up with, I got another story. Then we're going to end it up with something very encouraging, something encouraging that our people are doing down in, I think it's in North Carolina, something that's very positive that's going on. So we're going to get into that. Okay. You are listening to the Digital Plantation TV. I will see you right after this break. Okay. All right. Don't go anywhere. All right. I'll be right there. All right, we're going to come on back here. We're going to come on back. You go ahead and get your tea together. Or get your little snack, get your chips or whatever it is that you eat this time of night. And we're going to go ahead and keep it right on moving. I don't know if anybody has tried this or not. At Costco, Costco has this thing. It's a passion fruit thing. It's downstairs somewhere, but it's passion fruit. It's in a bottle. That's all I got. It's like in a bottle. It's anyway, you can add it to teas. You can all you got to do is just pour it. It's 100% passion fruit, and it's in a bottle. That's all I can describe it. It's like in the coffee tea section. I came across it, and literally all you got to do is it's meant for, you can add it to teas if you want, or you can just add it to water, which I did. And man, that thing is so good. So next time you go into Costco, look for that. If you like passion fruit, that joint is nice, man. That thing is good. So yeah, so check that out. Anyway, let's get on back up in here, and we're gonna go ahead and move right along. Hugging. Let's talk about hugging. Touch 3 people, hug 3 people. No. Now, once again, I find myself on social media coming across yet another story of a teacher. It's a puree. Someone's on it. Thank you, Tyrone. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He got the fire. He got the fire there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That joint right there. Now, I've been drinking it, but I can only imagine putting that on like fish or something like that. That thing is liquid fire, man. I'm telling you, I have to keep checking the label. I'm like, okay, what else y'all put up in here? Because they always got to mess stuff up after a while. They're like, well, we got to add natural flavors to. I'm like, why? I mean, literally, why? Anyway, let's move on. So anyway, I'm on social media, and once again, I find myself shaking my head again, my big old long African American head, wondering why are we still here with this? The topic of hugging. This time it's a teacher that apparently skipped over a black child and did not hug this child. And oh my goodness, you're going to want to grab your tissues for this. Oh my goodness, how dare this teacher do it? She's inwardly a racist. That's all I can say. She must be a racist. She hates black children. That's what it is, y'all. And it's about time we admit to that. Anyway, let me see. Okay, I got the video up here. Yeah, it's right here. Anyway, it goes by so quick, y'all. It literally goes by so quick. Anyway, here it is right here. Let me pull this up. There we go. So she just patted the black girl, then she skipped over her. But all the white children, she hugging. She hugging all the white children, but the black children, you see how she just skipped over? Whoa, 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 wait a minute. Whoa, 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 wait a minute. Everybody looking at this teacher here. She skipped over all the black children. Let's look at this again. Do y'all see what I see behind here? Oh, it's a white teacher that's actually hugging a little girl. She hugged a little black girl. Oh, there's another one that hugged a little black girl. So this black girl actually got 2 hugs from white teachers. Now, wait a minute. Now, you hear how that just came out of my mouth? We right now as adults, we up here talking about how a black child did not get a hug from a white teacher. Now that right there says enough right there that there is something wrong with this conversation. Why are we worrying about a white child, a white teacher not hugging one of our children? Why are we worrying about that? Why am I sitting up? Why are we worrying about a white child, a white teacher not hugging one of our children? Why is that an issue? I'm trying to understand. I'm literally trying to understand this. Same thing with this. Y'all remember this whole story here. You remember this one. It ain't just the teachers. It's also, oh God, no. No, don't tell me not. At Sesame Street, even the animals don't like them. The puppets ain't hugging black children.
Speaking out after she says her daughter and niece were snubbed because of the color of their skin.
Oh God, no. Press release, and then they got a congressperson involved because a puppet would not hug a black child. Oh, the racism. My goodness, the racism in this world. Even the puppets don't want to hug our children. Now, someone may say, well, Dwayne, come on now. You're making light of this because the hurt and the pain that they must felt. No, that's you. That's you. That ain't the child. They ain't thinking about that. But here's the real family. If our children are truly getting the love that they are getting in the home, they ain't worrying about no teacher. They ain't worrying a teacher hugging them in a split second. They ain't worrying about a puppet acknowledging them or not. if they getting all the love, see, home is supposed to be an incubator that develops self-esteem so that when these children go out here, they know kind of what to expect. Now, I understand and I get it. You're going to have some people out here that's like, listen, I ain't touching no children. I don't care. And guess what? My children never cared about that either. I mean, now they would encounter some things in school that was hurtful and all that. And yes, as a parent, what did we do? We went up, back up in that school, and I said, listen, we're going to all sit down and we're going to figure this out real quick. Or basically, I got to figure it out. Y'all gonna get back on code, right? Right. Okay, that's it. We good, right? All right, good. That's it. Done. And then it was continuity. So now my child or my children, they knew, okay, if these teachers ever act up or they start messing around with my self-esteem, and I'm gonna make sure my parents know, because once my parents know, they're gonna jump right in, and they're gonna make sure that even when I'm outside of this home, there's continuity when it comes to my self-esteem. I'm not gonna let these folks and these fools out here try to squish me down. Now, again, you can't be everywhere, and as a parent, that's true. You can't be everywhere, but you do everything you can in that home to make sure that they got all the tools that they need, so that when they do encounter, a split second, a teacher didn't hug them or puppet didn't call them up or whatever, it ain't no big deal. It's like, okay, whatever, mom, I'm hungry. They come home from school. What's the first thing they want? They want something to eat. That's it. They ain't thinking about that. But you got folks out here that got so much time and want to blow this thing. I mean, it becomes an international story that, oh my goodness, this teacher didn't hug this black child. Why are we caring about that? But it shows just the low self-esteem that is prevalent amongst numbers of people out here. Because, see, only a person that has low self-esteem would really care about that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if the parent, as long as the parent is in place for that little girl, those girls, first of all, you saw with your own eyes, okay, that one teacher skipped. There's a bunch of children up in there. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Now, again, we can think about it. Well, Dwayne, you really going real far and you trying to make excuses for, I don't care about this teacher. I don't know her to care about it. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no big deal to me. But these other, but you saw in the back, you had other teachers that say, hey, baby, come and, hugged her or whatever and kept it moving, just like they did with everybody else. But it's this one teacher, she didn't get acknowledgement. She didn't get praise. And then people want to project that on, see, this is what society is and all this other stuff. And see, this is what I'm saying. This is what all of our podcasts and our videos that we do here, family, is that it's an encouragement. It's a rallying call for us. We need more adults in the room. We need more adults in the room. We do. You know what I'm saying? Because true adults in the room, they'll see that and be like, oh, okay, baby, come here. You good? All right, let's keep it moving. Ain't nobody thinking about that. It's like no big deal. And like I said, again, and I know we got some very good parents out here. If your child did encounter some mess in the school, you be on the first thing smoking to straighten it out and making sure that everything is A-okay, wouldn't you? And that's it. So why are we putting so much energy into a split-second video that, especially the one with the whole thing with the Sesame Place thing? When I saw that, I was like, okay, we are really in Filene's basement right now. We in the basement now. I'm serious. It's crazy. But anyway, but yes, family, listen, at the end of the day, when we are taking care of business at home, then that's all that matters at the end of the day when it comes to these precious, dear children, is all the hugs should start at home. They don't start in the school. They start in the home, plain and simple. So I think we can safely shut that down. All right. All right. I got another story here. This is one more story, and then we're going to end off with a really good one down in, like I said, again, I believe this is in, let me make sure. Yeah, it's in North Carolina. So, holla out, my Carolina brothers and sisters. Let me see. How many of y'all have watched the show on Shark Tank? Now, my wife and I we used to love watching that show because, you know, it's business and it's, you know, you get to see people bring different ideas and you see them go through the whole pitch thing and all that stuff. It was a pretty good show. But, you know, after a while, it gets a little, for me, it just got a little too repetitive. And then I started realizing that, oh, okay, they actually are cutting deals before they actually get out. This deal is already said and done. They've already figured out who's going to get what beforehand. So I was like, this ain't really real. So, you know, once I start smelling that, I'm like, nah, I'm done. And that was it. But there is an individual that's out here who it's him. He's a former NFL player, and I believe it's his daughter. They have a business. It's like a food truck business, I think. And they partnered with Damon or whatever his name is, the black one on it, the black guy on it, the guy that came up with FUBU, For Us, By Us, right? And they partnered with him. So many of us, we would see that and be like, yes, see, black folk, we get together, man. We doing this. Okay, we go do this, man. Well, it doesn't sound like it went all that well. And so she has a whole page on TikTok where she is going through all the receipts. And I'm going to play a few of the videos that she posted here so you can kind of get an idea of what her and her father has gone through. And it's been extremely horrible. So let's take a listen to some of these videos here. Let's go.
See my dad and I on Shark Tank pitching our patented boneless rib? Well, unfortunately, business has been a nightmare since partnering with Damon John. You can read all the details in a new article by the LA Times. The link to the article is posted in my bio. Unfortunately, we're not the only small business that's been affected by this. We are sharing our story to encourage others to speak up about corporate injustices. Stay tuned as we'll be sharing all the detail about this nightmare.
And apparently LA Times did a whole spread on him and just how shady a businessman he is. But let me go ahead and play this next one here. There's a few of them I'm just going to play. Come on.
Partnering with Damon John since appearing on Shark Tank has been a nightmare. I haven't even shared a quarter of how we went from this to this. I want to bring you guys up to speed on how we got here. After we taped Shark Tank, but before our episode aired, Damon John called us and he said that we should set up a website to capture all of the sales that would come in the night that the show aired. He told us he had an internet genius who would be able to set up our site for us. This internet genius, as Damon called him, had also previously been on Shark Tank, and Damon partnered with him. Here's an email from Damon just telling us he wanted us to meet Nate in person. Our first call with Nate was super quick. It was just him saying, you know, he's an expert in websites and he was going to set up our website. He went ahead, he set up our website, he set up a business bank account, he set up all the merchant accounts that the sales from the website would go to. Nate was the only signer on that account. Here's the email from my dad requesting a P&L. This email was in January. We received one P&L from Nate in March. We had some red flags about Nate, like him paying our vendors late on purpose. When we voiced our concerns to Damon about Nate, he would send us emails like this, basically saying that Nate is in your corner and let him do his job. The night the show aired, Nate sent us this email saying every precaution that can be made has been. But Nate never set up sales taxes on the sauces. The day after airing, we had to refund over $30,000 worth of sauces. I was eventually able to access the bank account, and we were able to convince Damon that we no longer wanted to work with Nate. At this time, there was over $100,000 in the business bank account. Nate closed the account and sent us a check for $8,000 with no explanation of where the funds went. I called Damon and told him about it, and he said to his understanding, that's what Nate deserved. My dad asked multiple times for this. Here's a letter from Damon's in-house lawyer saying he's on it and he'll get us a breakdown of the financials, but we can't put the cart before the horse. We never received anything. But apparently Damon was clear on where the funds went. When you read the LA Times article, you'll see that other people shared their negative experiences with Nate Holtzapfel. Someone also included that he used to pay them for time working on other Shark Tank companies with the funds from Bubba's Boneless Ribs. Nate is currently out on bail, awaiting trial on 15 felony and 5 misdemeanor criminal charges, including communications fraud, theft, and forcible sexual abuse. In the LA Times article, Damon said, Nate ended up showing a pattern of bad habits and he was not a fit for how we do business. My question is, how many businesses were affected before Damon made that decision? Stay tuned. I have so.
All right. And then I'll play one more here. Let me just see if I'll do this one here. Because there's another part of this story where Damon partnered with Restelli's. Y'all heard of Restelli's, right? Well, it depends on, where you come. If
Our
you,
Shark Tank
sorry,
nightmare.
Restelli's, I know here in New Jersey, they have like is that a grocery store? I think they have a grocery store, but they also are big in meats as well. And very dirty, crooked company. I didn't know that until I'll start watching her.
Numbers.
But anyway, let me play this here.
Shark Tank nightmare continues. Let's get into these Hardee's numbers. So if you didn't see the last video, we did a deal with Hardee's where Hardee's ordered 1 million pounds of our product. It was a $5.8 million deal. After months of back-to-back losses, Ray 3 sent this email, and as you can see right here, he said, this deal alone should generate minimally about $300,000 in profits for the company, with the potential to be much more. Our agreement was all partners will receive the equity interest percentages of the net profits. So again, after months of back-to-back losses, we were holding on for Hardee's, and we were expecting to make the 45% of the $300,000 profits, plus our licensing fee of 1% of total sales. Total, this would have been $193,000 from $5.8 million in sales. And this $193,000 would have been spread out over like 6, 7, 8 months. But get this, y'all. With a $5.8 million deal going on, 1 million pounds of ribs being sold, the ribs being imported from Poland to increase our profit margin, Ray 3's email telling us to expect at least $300,000 in profits, only 1 month during the Hardee's deal was profitable. And we received $2,900 from the net profit split. And then we also received our licensing fee. So total from a $5.8 million deal, we received less than $65,000. So the question that we're asking again is, where did the money go? Or who did the money go to? Restelli's made 12% of the expenses and 38 cents per pound on these sales. I haven't got to introduce him yet, but Damon's in-house general counsel, Larry Fox, this is Larry right here on the end. He was really involved with Ray. They started having meetings without us. Well, they did that long before this deal. But as far as Damon John's payment goes, we don't know because we have no access to real-time accounting or transparency. Now, Damon says he hasn't made any money in this deal, but for one, during this deal, he somehow managed to set himself up with a speaking engagement for Hardee's and Carl's Jr., and we eventually wound up in court over all of these numbers. And there they said all 3 partners made the same exact amount of money. And let me not forget to include, during this time, we were also in hundreds of grocery stores. And guess what? Right after this deal, they wanted us to do another deal with Subway. My family said absolutely not. Not until we get access to real-time accounting. They filed for arbitration to move forward with Subway.
My. Anyway, let me show you guys her page here. So if you wanted to look it up, okay, here it is. It's called Bubba's Q Food Trucks. All right, so it's right there. You see it right here. All right, right there on your screen. So you can screenshot it. If you're on TikTok, you can follow it, because literally every day she's coming out with a brand new update. She's just giving all kinds of receipts and everything, and just talking about her experience with that. Now, Damon John, one thing that you may not be aware of, a while back, I remember either listening or reading a story about how he got into business, and especially when he was like in FUBU and all of that. And he was talking about this, a man that he basically saw as his father, like a father figure, and in life and also in business. And it was actually a Jewish man. And he attributes this Jewish man in pretty much a lot of what he knows when it comes to how business is done. And so when you're swimming in those deep waters, in the finance, when you're dealing with business like that, truth be told, you're going to find a lot of those people, you know what I mean, in that world. That's just true, the successful ones. And they have just like I was showing you that clip earlier, they have a certain way they do business. Now, what that guy was saying in that video I was playing earlier, it's very, we don't do this, and make sure it's all about God and all this other stuff. But then there's other codes too that they ain't gonna never make a video about. Okay, they ain't gonna never make a video about the other codes that they abide by. And so when you consider the fact that Damon John was mentored by these people, it really showed he's doing everything that he was taught, especially how Black people are taught that are aspiring entrepreneurs, such as what you just see here, this father-daughter team. They got a product that's doing pretty well. The father, he was in the NFL, so he's got a little name brand, branding thing going on there. Something that could have really blown up. And he took this thing, and Damon did what his father taught him to do, and have no regard even for your own people. Ain't that sad? But it's true. You do have that. You have a lot of that out there. You have a whole lot out and it can be very devastating for people to have to learn that the hard way. It really is. When you're dealing with certain people in certain spaces, you sitting in that boardroom or whatever, and you see the one, you're like, hey, you nodding, and you thinking, okay, don't assume. It'd be the biggest shark up in there. I'm trying to tell you, it's just what it is, and you got other people out there that ain't about that. That's true. But you got to learn to use discernment, because these folks out here, man, people can be ruthless. They really can be. And it's, I'm sad they had to go through that, but I hope they learned a lot of lessons. And it seems like she's still going on. She has sounds like a thriving food truck business. And she's also teaching other people how to, from what I understand, she's teaching other people how to do, if you want to get into the food truck industry, she teaches you how to do that. And I would tell you, now that's someone like that, I would definitely listen to her, to get schooled on that, because food truck, I mean, that's really a big thing right now. You know what I mean? And if that's something, if you sitting at home and you wonder, man, what can I do or whatever, that may be a possibility. That may be something. And this woman here, if you check out their TikTok, she's giving you all the, what happens when that's what the whole Shark Tank thing is. Someone's put in there, sharks have to eat too. He's absolutely right. And they're vicious. You never make friends with sharks like that, But, it's always good to get with someone who has been where you're trying to go. And so, yeah, I subscribe to her, and I be listening and taking mental notes and all of that too. So ain't that something? But it is what it is, family. It is what it is. So, and when y'all better not have no FUBU clothes in your house. You can find that in some of them discount stores they got. Every city got them discount stores. I think it's Chicago, but also in Philadelphia area, we have one called Foreman Mills. The stores that will have like, all the shirts got NASA on it, or it's like, you know, they'll have like Hey Arnold, and he got gold teeth and all this other stuff. You know, those kind of stores. You know what I'm talking about? The stores where the shirts are like, oh man, these joints are $5. You know, and you'll find South Pole all over the place up in there, and you might find a lot of FUBU up in there. You know, it's clothes that they could never sell. They be all up in there. Man, years ago, I thought, man, I'm getting me a deal, man. Look at all these shirts. Until you have to wash them. Oh, my goodness. Once you got to wash them joints, oh, my goodness. You're like, okay, dum-da-dum-da-dum. Then you open up the dryer and like, honey, what are all these washcloths doing up in? No, they ain't washcloths. Those are your shirts. Those are your shirts. I have a whole collection of shirts. I thought I done cleaned up in there. I have a whole collection of shirts. I'm pulling them out. They all like this. And doggone it, I said, I'm going to squeeze my way up in. I'm going to press my way with these shirts. That was a lot of $5 I paid. I'm serious, man. You got, someone said they got Foreman Mills in Baltimore. Yeah, they done changed up, man. The one up here, they done got, I don't know, man. They done lost their touch. They done lost their way, man. I'm like, okay. I mean, like I said, they got Donald Duck and Mickey. They all like thugging in Disney or something like this. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. That was good. That was Freaknik wear. You know, you wear that stuff for Freaknik, man. Not. It's 2023 now. Ain't nobody wearing that. Ain't nobody wearing that stuff. I'm serious. Everything is either NASA. I don't know what this thing is with NASA. NASA must have came out with 1 billion shirts and said, you know what? We can't sell them. Just give them to the niggas. You know, just because they'll wear anything. Oh, someone said, yeah, Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah, Burlington Coat Factory is like that too. Yeah, they had to straighten up. Some of the Burlington Coat Factories, they had to, they straightened up too because they were getting like that too. Yeah, I was like, It'd be like a shirt with Nipsey Russell or something on there. You know? It'd be someone from years ago. It's like, okay, the Fat Boys or something. It's like, okay, nobody's wearing this stuff. But it's $5. I'll take it. I'll take 2. I'll take 2. And Nicole be like, Dwayne, please don't wear that public. You can wear that in the house. Don't wear that public. Derek said, Foreman Mills is the truth. Yeah, I guess it depends on where you are. But I'm going to tell you right now, the one in this area, New Jersey and Philadelphia, yeah, they done got them. And Lord knows, don't buy a suit up in there. Now, if you do what you got to do, and someone trying to get a job or something like that, and you low on money, you need a suit, then yeah, you go on and do you, okay? Ain't nobody going to laugh at you. But if you do got a little bit of extra money, go to Burlington Coat Factory before you go there, okay? Don't. But I tell you what, Foreman Mills, now I will say this. Now, we talking about the shirts. Now, this year, they winter coats, I'm talking about around here, they were on point. I was like, okay, I already had one, you know, but I was like, man, these joints are pretty nice. So sometimes it's like a big gamble every time I go up in there. It's a big gamble. I'll go up in there. Now I go up in there, I'll get socks. You know, you get some underwear or something like that. I'll gamble on that because I know that's legit. But once you start moving up, talking about, okay, I'm going to get this, that ain't Nike. That's Psych. Okay. You know what I mean? So anyway, why Nike got an apostrophe on it? Okay, that's no, it's not the same. Anyway. Or it'd be like for us by them. Not for us by us. It'll be for us by them. You know you done took a left turn when you get a shirt with that on it. Yeah. For real, man. I'll tell you, it's something. But hey, we're gonna make it work, aren't we? We're gonna floss it. We're gonna make it work. I ain't hating at all. They got some good, they do have some good stuff, but you gotta catch them. You got to catch them on the right day. But anyway, we're going to finish out with one more story here, family. This one, we're going to end this up with some good news up in the house. Okay. How about that? Let's look at some good news. Okay. Let's take a look at this story here. and pull this up here, and then we're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to enjoy the rest of our evening. And some of y'all probably got to work tomorrow. If you got to work tomorrow, I hope you're getting double time or time and a half, you know. But big shout out to all of our veterans. Now, we may not, we may not stand, we not flag wavers in this corner of the internets, you know, definitely ain't a flag waver. But I give much respect for our brothers and sisters who fought for a better place, a better world. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, I may have my opinions about America and the West and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to spit or disrespect on our brothers and sisters who have paid the ultimate price. You understand what I'm saying? To at least try to create something, a space, you know, for their families and for the community at large. So big shout out to our brothers and sisters out there, going back to all the wars, you know, the most recent wars, going all the way back to the Korean War, Vietnam War. If we got any World War II folks in the house, big shout out to you. You know, we thank you. You appreciate you. And yeah, you keep it right on moving. And yeah, big shout out. Some of y'all, you know, you got a lot to be thankful for your uncles, or rather if you got parents who were in the military, because that's how many of y'all got through school. You know what I'm saying? For real. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I mean? And or you probably still, you 40 years old and still under your veteran dad's insurance. I'm saying. For real, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, because yeah, they be giving them good deals. Anyway, let's get to this last one here. In-School Bank provides hands-on financial education to students at Hillside High School. Hillside High School in Durham has, Jermaine, you know where this school is? In Durham, has created a student-run bank to teach financial literacy to its students. The Hillside Hornet Bank gives students hands-on experience in banking, including creating budgets, opening accounts, and balancing a checkbook. This program has been in operation for a decade and is run in partnership with the Wood Forest National Bank and Hillside's Business and Financial Academy. So here they got a little bank here where they're teaching children, our children in high school, how to run a bank. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And we're very, you know, that's a very good thing. The Hillside Hornet Bank gives students a hands-on experience in banking, including creating budgets, opening accounts, and balancing the checkbook. You know how many people don't know how to do that? Balancing the way they balance, you got people out here that the way they balance, they will try to, the way they think they're balancing their checkbook is keep swiping until the thing says decline. But here, you know, they're getting sounds like they're getting a pretty good education on this. The bank's coordinator, Priscilla Davis, says her goal is to set up students for future success. Davis believes the experience the students receive at the bank will give them the skills they need in the future. Now, this is good education because, again, we can talk about redlining. How many videos are you going to find on YouTube where they're talking about, y'all, they redlining us. We can't do this and that or whatever. Yes, that's true. And those obstacles are still there. But with a little education, a little know-how, you will learn how to navigate around those things. It's not impossible, you know, to get what you need to get. You know what I mean? It's not impossible. It may be difficult. You know, there are some hurdles out there, family. But listen, I am determined to live the best life I can, you know, and to be happy in the process and to be full of joy. And I don't want this place to be, I don't want this platform, any part of this platform to be. Every time you come here, you look at a video and I'm up here like, oh, Lord, here they come. Here they come. They getting ready to kill us, y'all. Oh, judgment is right on the court. Here it come, y'all. You can hear it coming. Here come the 4 horsemen. Oh, here they come. Oh, Lord, here they come. We ain't got no water. Oh, we ain't got this. Oh, Lord. Just depression after. I'm like, is the sun even in existence in your world? You know what I'm saying? So the sun shines very bright in this household. Number one, in this house, the sun shines very bright. And when we go out, We kiss the sun. We say, thank you, Most High. We ain't kissing the sun. I'm saying the one who put the sun up there. We are grateful because we want to exude that joy, in our house and in everything we do, be it in business, be it in talking to some of y'all. That's what we want to do. And that's what we need to do. We can focus on all the problems all we want. And tonight we talked about some of the things that, we got to just tweak on those things. You know what I'm saying? Things we got to, we need some more adults in the room. We're going to touch on that. We're going to get all that. But there's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good, responsible folks out there that are doing the right things. You may not have a YouTube channel. You may not be getting the attention or whatever, but you don't need that. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? But we thank every one of you parents out there that are doing the right things. You are taking care of you're doing the basic things you're supposed to be doing anyway. Thank you. You know what I mean? For those out there that are setting good examples for your children, thank you. For those of you who are taking care of your parents and all that, thank you. For those of you who are standing for truth, thank you. And make sure you stand on truth and you tell it. Don't let these people dog you down and beat you down and all of that stuff. Ain't no money in the world worth that. If you working on a job and they trying to get you to go along, to get along stuff, then you need to say adios. The Most High, he'll give me something else. But I ain't selling myself short out for nothing. Nobody. The slavery days are over. You hear me? They are over. No, I stand on some truth up in here. And as long as you do that, and as long as you are a person of good character, I'm telling you, that will always go a long way. All right? Well, family, that is all I have for you this evening. We're going to end it right there.
Thanks, Sister Rainey.
Oh, okay. You guys take care. We're going to end it. Hey. We might go live tomorrow. I don't know. But if we do something, if you got any ideas for movies or whatever, maybe we'll stream something over on my BondTube, okay? You guys take care, and I'll see you again next time. Take care. Love you.